الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to today's discussion around the subject of travelers' prayer. Today we are going to talk about the 10-day decision. What does it mean? When we are talking about the travelers' prayer, we said that somebody who traveling somewhere for 10 days and more, he should say his own prayer completely. But if it is less than 10 days, it's being called a trip, and he or she should say his or her prayer shorter. So we will discuss about some issues as well. Somebody decided to go somewhere for 10 days, staying in a place for 10 days. If he or she continues to stay there more than 10 days, the prayers are completely. Number two, we see that if somebody decided to come back before 10 days are complete, so somebody wanted to stay somewhere for 10 days, but before 10 days he decided to come back, okay, there are two different issues. First, we see that if in a place has said a 4 rak'ah prayer, for example, noon prayer, afternoon prayer, or Isha prayer, so this person should say his own prayer completely. But in the second way, if he has not said any 4 rak'ah prayer, those prayers that are remained must be done in a shorter way, because this is being called a trip. So before saying a 4 rak'ah prayer in a place that we are, or after that, it is important. Number 4, somebody is traveling somewhere and he decided to stay there for 10 days. If he had decided to stay in a place completely for 10 days, okay, in that place he should say his own prayer, completely. But if he travels somewhere and he wants to stay for more than 10 days, but not in the same place, he says that, for example, in this city for 2 days, in that city for 8 days, or vice versa, or so on, this person also is being called a traveler, and although he is staying there for more than 10 days, but he should say his own prayer, shorter, because he is not staying there in the same place for 10 days and more. Next, we see that somebody who is going to leave the place that he decided to stay. I decided to stay in a place for 10 days, but somehow I want to leave it. I go somewhere else and come back. We see that if I have decided to stay in a place for 10 days, but during the time something will happen and I want to leave to go somewhere near the place and come back. If the distance is less than 22 kilometers and a half, he he should say his own prayer is shorter. But if it is not, the prayer will be done in a complete manner. And another things, the place that he goes, if belongs to the place that I am living, the same as the suburbs or so on, it is not a far distance. Also in that place my prayer is complete. Or it is a little bit away, but I do not want to stay there for a long distance, just for a few hours. So for a few hours, if somebody decided to go somewhere near the place and coming back, also it doesn't matter, and his own prayer also is complete if he is going to stay there for 10 days. I hope that the things we discussed would have been useful for you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.